In this video, we will be assembling the shocks. In the bag, you'll get the 4 shock assemblies, 2 front, shorter, 2 rear, longer, 4 springs, 2 front and 2 rear, 4 upper spring retainers, 4 lower spring retainers, 2 preload spacers for the rear shocks, and some silicone shock oil, unknown weight. Once we remove the shock caps, we want to set the shocks up on a shock stand to start filling them with shock oil. Most RC stands have an area on them to work on shocks, or you can use a cardboard box with holes large enough to just hold the shocks straight up and not fall over. Once we start filling the shocks with oil, you are going to want to move the shaft slowly up and down, letting the air bubbles rise to the top, and then top off the shocks again with oil. Once you can move the shaft up and down without seeing any air bubbles come up, I would say leave it uncapped on the shock stand for a couple of minutes to make sure there is no air left that you cannot see. Once you are completely sure there is no air, you want to push the shaft all the way in. Make sure there is a 1/16 of an inch at the top not filled with oil, and then cap the shock with the shaft pushed in. Don't worry if you overfilled a little bit, just keep some paper towel nearby for a quick cleanup on the shock. Dirt and debris love to stick to shock oil and is a good sign. You have a leaking shock when you get done running your RC and find a ton of dirt and debris sticking to the shock. There are different settings for different people. You can fine-tune from here with different shock oil weights, spring rates, preload adjustments, and so on. Shock tuning is endless. Here we will be finishing up the shocks. You are going to want to install the upper retainers, then the springs, and with one hand holding the spring with some tension, grab a lower spring retainer and install that on the shock as well. It will basically click over the shaft. The last thing to install is the rear preload clips. After you've finished all 4 shocks, make sure the rebound on each shock is good and smooth. There shouldn't be any binding or sticking at any point in the rebound.